The aliens' victory signal roared across every human screen, every radio, every ship. Earth has fallen. The message was loud, cold, and final. General Eric Dane stood on the cracked floor of a ruined command center. Blood smeared his face. Smoke curled from shattered walls. Around him, the last human officers stared at the screen in silence as the alien Emperor's face appeared, calm, cruel, certain. "The war is over," the Emperor said, his voice sharp and inescapable. "Earth now belongs to the Zalkor Empire. Surrender and you will be spared." But Eric wasn't listening. His hands flew across a cracked console. He didn't care that the satellites were falling. He didn't care that the alien fleet had broken their last defenses. He only needed one more chance. Static buzzed. The alien broadcast flickered. For 3 precious seconds, Eric's face replaced the Emperor's across every channel in the galaxy. "No," Eric growled, eyes blazing with fire. "We do not surrender. We do not kneel. We choose extinction over slavery. This is humanity's final answer." The alien fleet hesitated. The Emperor blinked in shock. Then Eric slammed the Phoenix Protocol into motion. Across Earth, deep weapons systems roared to life. Missiles unlocked. Bioweapons armed. The countdown began. Humanity didn't beg for survival. Humanity chose to take their enemies with them, and there was nothing the aliens could do to stop it. Alarms screamed across the broken city. Red lights flashed through the smoke. The Phoenix Protocol was active. Colonel Sarah Voss sprinted through the underground command tunnels, her boots pounding over steel. "The system's live," her engineer shouted in her earpiece. "We can't shut it down now. Once it starts, it finishes." "Good," Sarah snapped. She didn't want to stop it. Humanity had made its choice. No surrender, no survival. Total extinction for everyone. She reached the control vault as the ancient steel doors slammed shut behind her. This was the heart of the Phoenix Protocol, the final weapon. Once this system fully activated, Earth's fusion cores would melt down. Missiles packed with nanovirus warheads would fire in all directions. It wouldn't just destroy Earth. It would spread death across alien space. Sarah pulled up the final directive on the cracked terminal. It was waiting for one last thing. Her code. Her confirmation. "Colonel Voss," a voice crackled through the comms. It was the alien Emperor himself. "Stop this. We can rebuild your world. We can spare your people. Surrender now." Sarah's lip curled. "Spare us? You've already taken everything. You don't have to do this." Her fingers hovered over the confirmation key. "We already did," she whispered and pressed. The countdown accelerated. 60 minutes to planetary extinction. Outside, the alien fleet raced toward Earth in a panic. They thought they had won. They were wrong. The Emperor's claws dug deep into the arms of his throne, tearing through the metal. His sharp teeth bared in rage as he watched the human broadcast replay on the command screens. "We choose extinction over slavery. This is humanity's final answer." The words burned through his mind like fire. "No species has ever rejected my mercy," he hissed, his voice low and dangerous. His war captain stood frozen, afraid to speak. They would rather die and take us with them? General Varzak finally dared to ask. "They will not die alone," the Emperor snarled. "If Earth burns, we burn with it. Send the Annihilation Fleet. Full speed. Destroy their control centers. Shut down the Phoenix Protocol before their madness kills us all." The war captains rushed to obey. Starships changed course. Engines roared to maximum. Every second mattered now. The Emperor's tail lashed behind him, slamming the floor. How could such a weak species choose this path? They should have begged. But they didn't. Humans didn't beg. They bit. Across the fleet, panic spread. They realized Earth's weapons weren't meant to save humanity. They were designed to erase the Zalkor. The Emperor leaned forward, his cold eyes locked on the growing countdown. Break them, he growled, or we all die. The alien fleet tore through space toward Earth, desperate to stop the end. The humans weren't waiting. They were preparing their final blow. The warship, Oblivion's Edge, powered through the black silence of space. It was old, scarred, and barely holding together, but it carried humanity's final weapon. Commander Jace Marlowe gripped the control rail, his jaw tight. He knew the mission. Get the bomb to the heart of the alien fleet. Detonate. End everything. They weren't flying to survive. They were flying to make sure the enemy didn't. Target lock set, his weapons officer, Reyna, said. Her voice was steady, but her hands trembled. If we can get within range, the blast will take them with us. Jace nodded. That's the point. He looked at his crew, 10 soldiers. The last Terran fighters. None of them were coming back. The alien fleet's moving fast, Reyna said. They're trying to hit Earth's control centers before the Phoenix Protocol completes. They won't make it in time, Jace said, eyes sharp. But we'll make sure they don't get the chance. A warning alarm shrieked. Alien interceptors were already closing in, weapons hot. Commander, Reyna whispered, we could try to run. Jace shook his head. Run where? Earth's gone. This is our job now. This is how we win. He keyed the ship-wide comm. All stations, battle stations. This is a one-way flight. You know what you signed up for. You know why we're here. He paused. Then he smiled, just a little. Let's make them remember who we were. The Oblivion's Edge roared toward the enemy. 2 minutes until alien contact. Reyna shouted from the targeting console. The Oblivion's Edge shuddered as enemy plasma bolts slammed into its shields. Jace gripped the control stick, forcing the ship into a brutal spin, dodging another wave of deadly fire. They're closing fast, the pilot growled. We won't make it if we stay on this path. Jace's voice was cold and steady. We stay, we punch through. The alien fleet had split in two. Half rushed toward Earth, desperate to stop the Phoenix Protocol. The other half chased Jace's ship, knowing the warhead aboard could wipe them out in a single blast. Humanity's final hope was now a race. Oblivion's Edge had to reach the center of the alien fleet before they destroyed the launch controls on Earth. If the humans failed, the aliens would survive. Commander, incoming call, Reyna said. It's the Emperor. Put him through. The Emperor's face appeared on the cracked screen. His cold eyes burned with frustration. Stop this suicide run, he barked. We can spare your crew. We can rebuild Earth. You don't have to die like this. Jace laughed bitterly. You don't get it. We're already dead. He cut the transmission. More alien ships swarmed. Around them, cannons blazing. Full speed, Jace ordered. Straight into the fire. The crew braced as the ship tore through the enemy blockade, shields cracking, hull screaming. There was no backup, no retreat. Just one final shot. The hum of the ship's engines filled the tense silence. Inside the control room, Reyna's fingers danced over the console, eyes wide. Commander, she said, voice shaking. There's a signal interfering with our systems. It's coming from inside the ship. Jace's eyes narrowed. What? Show me. The screen flickered. A strange transmission scrambled their coordinates. It wasn't alien, it was human. Someone sabotaging us, Reyna whispered. There. Trying to stop the Phoenix Protocol. Jace slammed his fist on the console. Traitors. The ship's corridors filled with murmurs and fear. Jace called his officers together. We have a mole on board. Someone working with the aliens to save their own skin, he said. We won't let them destroy what humanity fought for. Reyna scanned data, tracking the signal source to the engineering bay. Jace and 2 soldiers moved swiftly, weapons drawn. Inside, a shadow slipped past them, knocking out a light before disappearing down a maintenance shaft. Damn it, Jace cursed. We're running out of time. The Phoenix Protocol countdown was relentless. Every second brought Earth closer to destruction and the aliens closer to survival. If the traitor succeeded, all would be lost. Jace clenched his jaw. Find them. Stop them, or the whole mission dies with us. The battle wasn't just against aliens anymore, it was within. The control room was chaos. The sabotage had cost precious time. The Phoenix Protocol's timer ticked down faster than anyone wanted. Commander Jace Marlowe stared at the damaged override panel. It was the last way to ensure the weapon would fire. But it needed a manual activation. Someone had to go outside. The ship, Captain, Reyna said softly. The override requires a manual reset from the reactor core. You're the only one trained for the EVA. Jace's eyes flicked to the viewport. Outside, the stars streaked past as enemy fighters closed in. He swallowed hard. Then it's me. The crew protested, but Jace raised a hand. This mission isn't about surviving. It's about finishing what we started. Clad in his spacesuit, Jace stepped into the airlock. The hatch sealed behind him with a hiss. The cold emptiness of space stretched out. The reactor core was exposed, cracked from years of battle. As he floated closer, enemy fire pierced the void. His suit shook with every hit. With trembling hands, Jace reached the core's control panel. His fingers moved quickly, resetting the sequence. Suddenly, a blast rocked the hull. He lost grip and tumbled in space. Breath ragged, he locked eyes with the ship's viewport. I'm not coming back, he whispered. With one final breath, he punched the activation switch. Back inside, the crew watched the timer stabilize. The mission lived on, but the price was clear. Jace had paid with his life. Asterisk. The Zalcor fleet trembled in the dark void. The alien ships were battered, shields flickering, engines straining. The Emperor's fury had turned to desperation. A message pulsed through the fleet's comms, a last-ditch offer. The Emperor's voice echoed cold and firm. We offer peace. Surrender your weapons. Accept our rule. We will rebuild your world. On the command bridge of the Oblivion's edge, Commander Jace's second-in-command, Reyna, watched the message with contempt. Peace? She spat. They want us to kneel after everything? After what they've done? Jace, though gravely wounded from his EVA, nodded. They don't understand. We don't want peace. We want freedom, even if it costs us everything. The aliens broadcast again, begging for surrender. But humanity's final weapon was already locked and loaded. The countdown relentless. The Emperor stared at the flickering timer and hissed, they choose death over chains. Across the fleet, whispers of fear spread among the alien ranks. Their weapons wouldn't survive the blast. Their homes might be next. The Zalcor had one choice, fight, or die. And fight they would. The final battle was moments away. The silence. Before the storm was deafening, the countdown hit 0. Inside Oblivion's edge. The ship shook violently as the bomb's energy surged. Outside, the alien fleet was a storm of flashing weapons, desperate to stop the inevitable. Brace for impact. Reyna yelled, gripping the control panel as alarms blared. The warhead unleashed a blinding white light that swallowed the darkness of space. A shockwave ripped through the enemy ships, tearing metal and shattering shields. Explosions blossomed. Like deadly flowers, one after another, spreading chaos and destruction. The Oblivion's edge trembled as the blast engulfed it too, but the mission was complete. Across the galaxy, sensors recorded a massive energy pulse and extinction level. Waves set to erase the alien empire's homeworld, and all colonies connected to the weapons spread. Back on Earth, silent and ruined, humanity's last message echoed. We chose death, but we took them with us. The Emperor's voice, once proud and commanding, was now a whisper lost in the void. Across the stars, civilizations trembled. Humanity was gone, but their defiance would never be forgotten. Centuries passed. The ruins Of Earth drifted quietly in space, a dead world wrapped in ash and silence. No human voice remained, no city stood. Nothing lived, but the story survived. Across the stars, alien children whispered about the humans, the species that chose extinction over slavery. In dark halls of alien empires, leaders still feared the name of Earth. They remembered the oblivion's edge. They remembered the final transmission. We do not surrender. We do not kneel. We choose extinction over slavery. The Phoenix Protocol had done more than destroy fleets. It had spread terror across galaxies. The nanoviruses, the shockwaves, the deadly radiation that left a scar on the universe that no alien dared to touch. The ruins of Earth. No explorer set foot on its soil. It was sacred. It was cursed. It became a legend, a warning. Some called it madness. Others called it honor. But all agreed on one thing: humanity had become something greater than any empire. They became a story no one would forget, a race that would rather burn the stars than live in chains. In quiet moments, the Emperor's descendants still wondered, what if they had never forced Earth to kneel? What if they had never crossed the humans? But it was too late. Humanity was gone, but their fire still burned. And in the silence of deep space, their message still echoed, remember us.